Some questions feel urgent. We want answers, now fast, clear. But wisdom doesn't always speak like that. Sometimes it waits, sometimes it grows, and sometimes it sits quietly beneath a leaf, holding a book it never opens. This is a gentle story about a young mind, a very old frog, and the slow kind of learning that can't be rushed. If you've ever felt like you needed all the answers, this tale might remind you of something deeper, something slower, something you may have already known. In a forgotten corner of the forest, where mist gathers low and roots tangle like old dreams, there lives a frog. He does not leap, he does not croak. He simply sits, as if time itself has chosen him to rest upon. Those who know the forest call him the frog sage of the hidden grove. He lives beneath a moss-hung branch, his cloak tangled with vine and damp leaves, and carries a staff wrapped in bark and whispers. On his lap rests a book no one has ever seen open, yet everyone says it holds every question ever asked and every answer that was ever earned. One morning, a young squirrel named Elin arrived. She was bright-eyed, fast-tongued, and brimming with questions, her paws tapped with urgency. "I want to know how the moon moves," she said. "How to turn raindrops into light, how to calm storms and speak to fire." The frog blinked slowly. "You do not need answers," he said. "You need to learn how to ask." Island huffed. "Then teach me that." The frog sage reached into the folds of his robe and pulled out a single small seed. "Plant this," he said, "and stay until it grows." "That's it?" Elin stared. "No scrolls, no spells, just a seed?" "Yes," she frowned. "How long will it take?" He looked at her with the kind of slowness that makes you unsure if the gaze began now or hours ago. "As long as it needs," he said. Elin, annoyed but curious, planted the seed beside a stone and sat. The first day, she asked the frog how seeds grow. He said nothing. The second day, she demanded a clue. He licked his eye. The third day, she tried digging the seed back up to check. But the frog made a low sound, not angry, but old. She stopped. Days passed, then weeks. At first she resented the silence, but over time she began to hear more, the way moss sighs under dew, the rhythm of raindrops on bark, the slow curling of ivy when no one watches, the patterns of clouds as they drift like half-formed thoughts. She stopped asking, she started noticing, and one morning, without fanfare or light, a green shoot cracked the soil beside her. She smiled, not because she had her answer, but because she finally understood the question. She turned to the frog. "Nothing happened the way I expected," she said. "Everything happened exactly as it should," he replied. She looked at the sprout, now trembling gently in the breeze. "It's not magic, is it?" The frog looked at his unopened book. "No," he said. "It's something slower and deeper." She nodded. Then she rose, slower than before, and left without another word. The frog returned to his page, which he had not turned. The sprout bent slightly in the breeze, and somewhere in the forest a squirrel carried nothing but more than she had come with.